Hi everybody and welcome to One Act, the COVID edition. My name is Colleen Schulz and I directed the One Act this year. Obviously, due to the ongoing pandemic, our performing arts look a little differently. This year, the One Act was 100% virtual. So what that means is we came up with what we wanted to highlight, which was the COVID experience, something that we can all relate to right now. And specifically, we wanted to highlight the way the COVID pandemic has affected all of us, whether that's a bored high schooler or a disappointed athlete or the older generation trying to figure out how to use Zoom. That we really wanted to accentuate all of the different feelings and emotions and craziness that has gone on over the past 6, 7, 8 months, however long it's been at this point. What you're about to see are all 100% original pieces. I gave the students a prompt and they kind of ran with it. Some are based on their own personal experience, others are based on experience of people around them. But the point is that this is all 100% original from the heart stories of the pandemic. We sure do hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for continuing to support the arts. And if you feel so moved, please feel free to donate to our program here. We want to keep creating stuff, and to create stuff, we need the support of everybody in the community, parents, friends, families, grandparents, anybody you know who might enjoy this production. We would like to ask you to help us keep this going, especially during such a turbulent time. So again, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the COVID Diaries.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID thing has been great, but it took some getting used to. I honestly can't believe that this is even happening right now. From hours of dance to extra stretching, there has been so much that has gone down. It was a big adjustment, but once I found my new routine, it all settled into place. School and dance started to overlap. Getting used to this new routine was tough, but I finally figured it out. For example, this morning I woke up around 8 a.m. and did my morning stretches before I went downstairs and had some breakfast. I had avocado toast and a fruit smoothie, did some schoolwork, and got ready for ballet and point. Did ballet and point and yoga class at lunch. Did really hydrated and did some contemporary and workouts. After I did my workout, I did some schoolwork, a little bit of journaling, brushed up really nice, and got in the shower. Then I started doing skincare, staying hydrated, and anyways, thanks for listening, Diary. Here's hoping that things will get back to normal soon. But until then, I guess I'll just keep dancing. Helena.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID thing has been frustrating. I honestly can't believe this is something that is even happening right now. From musical being cut short and school going virtual, to not being able to see my friends, there has been so much that has gone down. Perhaps one of the hardest things was when school ended and I didn't know what to do. Sure, it was difficult in spring to adjust to all online classes. And thankfully, I didn't have to worry about COVID as much. But I was terrified of being left alone. The shelter-in-place order really shook me, but I was determined to keep myself occupied. I placed it out of my focus to study. I did everything I could to drive it away. Ran many miles, immersed myself with books, and wrote stories about a better time. But still, when school ended, I felt alone. I couldn't go anywhere or see anyone much. Some days, when I did do things, I felt happy and things felt like normal. Other days, I was a ghost, wandering around empty hallways. It didn't feel like I was there. Things only got worse once my good friends left for college. It's not their fault. It would have happened anyway. Still, I was different. Everything sounded quieter. I stayed up at night, pondering what I'd been put here to do. I often had a feeling of hollowness, like someone had taken a jagged dagger and carved my heart out, leaving me completely hollow. My extroverted nature became foreign. What little optimistic outlook I had left shattered. I shattered. It was like every day was a new breaking point. I began to cry more easily, running myself dry under a tree or on my top bunk where I knew no one would see, and I didn't want them to. I promised myself that no one would see me cry, so that no one would be concerned. I knew those I loved didn't need something to worry about on top of this. So, whatever pain I felt, I bore alone. Besides, I wasn't actually depressed, right? I was just upset. I couldn't be if the sadness came and went. I never thought about death or leaving. I was just sad. No one needed to know. Still, every time the tears started and I shortly cascaded, I considered rushing to my parents and letting it all tumble out. Maybe then the hollowness would be filled. Even as I'm writing this, not a soul truly knows what happened to me. I've written before, but words will never be enough. Adversity changes people, some for better, some worse. Others are lucky and escape unscathed, though I seriously doubt that anyone who has witnessed this pandemic will walk away the same. I have no idea what the new normal will look like, and I'm worried because I don't know if the heavy blackness left on me will ever really fade. Anyway, thanks for listening, diary. Here's to hoping things will get back to a new normal soon. Until then, I guess I'll just keep living. Yours, Natalie Johnson.
Hey, can we do this TikTok really quick?
What TikTok?
It's a put a finger down challenge. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
Cool.
do
Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, this is a put a finger down challenge. So pause this video, blind react. We want to see your blind reaction, so no cheating. Okay? Okay. Put a finger down if your best friend is right next to you. Put a finger down if your favorite color is pink.
It is.
Put a finger down if you hit a red box with your car.
Oh my gosh, why you always gotta bring that up?
I'm sorry. It's the last time, I promise. Put a finger down if you were the girl my boyfriend cheated on me with. Put a finger down. Right
What?
now.
Who even would tell you that? I would never do that.
I literally saw you guys on Snap Maps. He was supposed to be quarantined and so were you. And last time I checked, I was his girlfriend and you were over at his house. So what does that tell you?
Well, did he tell you?
Megan, no. Oh my. It was a prank.
Oh my
Are you
gosh.
kidding me right now?
Just turn it off.
Are you kidding me right? Oh my god.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID thing has been awful. I honestly can't believe this is something that's even happening right now. From having to reschedule appointments and doing school online to not being able to be with extended family, there's been so much that has gone down. Perhaps one of the most disappointing things was when we couldn't have Easter together as a family. I love my extended family. There are a lot of us, and for the most part, we all live within an hour from each other. I'm really close with several of my cousins, and we love hanging out, talking, aka spilling the drama, and walking around town together. They were my first best friends. Not being able to see them, well, I already knew it wasn't going to be great for my mental health. My aunt, who always hosts, was also having a son baptized on Easter, and I love going to those baptisms. I love seeing her family, I love meeting the new baby, and I love the food she cooks up. Her daughter is also my best friend, so I hated having to miss that. That morning, we, along with the other families, tuned into the Easter baptism via Zoom. It was really weird to see their faces on a screen instead of, running around a house or sitting at the table talking to one another. It was definitely better than nothing, but I'm not really a fan. A couple hours after that, my mom, dad, brother, and I headed out on a little road trip.
You see, my mom had come up with this idea that we would drive around to our family in the area, knock on their doors, leave some jelly beans and toilet paper on their doorsteps, stand several yards away, and then hold up signs saying things like, "Happy Easter and we love you." Those we made it to came out of their houses to talk for a few minutes, but it was nothing like we were used to. When we got back home that day, we had dinner alone and watched whatever was on TV at the time. It was definitely not my ideal way to spend a holiday. None of my cousins have anything resembling FaceTime because they all live in the Stone Age and have flip phones, so I couldn't even see their faces at all during the time when we really needed each other the most. We also missed my cousin's graduation and the Labor Day grill out and my best friend's birthday. We didn't see the family again until August. Anyway, thanks for listening, Diary. Here's hoping things will get back to normal soon. Anyway, until then, I guess I'll just keep banging my head against a wall. Sincerely, Rachel.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID thing has been so inspiring. I honestly can't believe this is something that's even going on right now. From making a TikTok to almost going viral, there's so much going down. One of the craziest things was when I almost went viral on TikTok. For those of you who don't know, can't believe you don't. TikTok is this cool new social media app that lets you post and watch videos. There's this popular creator, Charlie, oh my god, she's so cool, who has almost 90 million followers. I tagged her a bunch, so it's only a matter of time before she does my dance. I also put the trendiest song, and I got 2 likes, which is 1 more than normal. My goal for this quarantine is to go viral. All I do is watch and do TikTok, so it's only a matter of time. Here, I'll show you. Now from the top, make it drop. That's a wop, that's a wop. And get a bucket and a mop. That's a wop. I know. And post. I texted all my friends who follow my TikTok and begged them to like and try the dance themselves. They all said no and told me to stop embarrassing myself. I'm not embarrassing myself. I did good. You're just jealous. So after 3 weeks of trying new dances, I decided to give up. I guess dancing just isn't for me. But dancing is getting less and less popular anyways. My For You page is full of people doing makeup. So I guess I'll try that. Anyways, thanks for listening. Here's to hoping things will go back to normal soon. Until then, I guess I'll just have to keep trying to get TikTok famous.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID thing has been hard on me. From school being canceled to not even being able to see my friends, there's been so much that's gone down. The worst thing, though, was when my high school track season was canceled indefinitely. It started off like a normal week. It was the first week of practice, and I was so excited because I knew that I was going to try my hardest to be the MVP of the freshman girls. We worked out as hard as we could, and I pushed myself harder than I've ever pushed before. And I was confident. I was confident that I was going to be the fastest 800 runner. Soon, though, we heard about some strange thing called the coronavirus. But it was in China. We didn't worry about it. So, practice led on like usual, and it was Wednesday, and just halfway through the first week. Everybody was feeling great and ready. Soon, we heard the first case in the United States. The coaches weren't worried about it, though, so neither of us were worried about it either. We kept trucking along, and soon it was Friday. I was so happy that I'd made it through my first week of track. I changed out of my uniform, put on my other clothes, and strutted out of school, the happiest person alive. But then I met one of my guy friends in the hallway. "Look at the news," he said. shoving his phone right into my face. Tony Evers says that we have to be off of school for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Nuh-uh. I was not gonna not be at practice for 2 weeks. He assured me that we had to, and I was pissed off. Cried myself to sleep that night. And like 3 nights after that. And I refused to work out. Why would I work out if I wasn't going to have a season? Granted, it was only 2 weeks, but I felt like it was the whole season. Soon my dad told me that I needed to get out of bed and run. So I ran. And I actually felt better. So I continued to run, and soon school was canceled. Like that. Hit me like a truck. It was all canceled. Every single thing. Meets were canceled. Concerts were canceled. My whole life was canceled. So, I cried some more. I was at the lowest of lows. And I didn't know how to get out. I began to call my friends, and we talked and talked. They told me, if you want to be the MVP, you got to step up. So I did. And I worked harder than I had ever worked before. And I was proud of myself. Even in this tough time, I was able to pull myself out of a rut and work my hardest. I began calling with friends, and we even did Zoom call workouts. I was able to talk while I ran, and they really uplifted my spirits. So, the main overall thing is, even if you get hit by a truck, get it off of you and keep trucking along. Because it'll make you feel better in the end. So, I'll talk to you later. Laura.
Hello everyone, welcome to our 50-year high school reunion.
Who that? I am speaking to some part in this magic anything.
I think that butterfly is supposed to be Marion. But last I checked, she was human, not an insect.
Oh, you guys cannot see me. How do I fix that? I don't know.
I know. I clearly know more than you all. I'm so smart. Even after high school.
Nobody cares.
Why do you sound so British anyway? You grew up in Gary, Indiana, remember?
It's not important, darling. Drop it. It's not the point.
Who are y'all again?
Ugh, you aren't worth my time. Marion, click on the button on the bottom of your screen with a square and like a backwards triangle on it.
Oh, that button must represent a mirror with a handle, obviously. All right, I click the button. Can you guys see me now?
Yeah, but I think I liked it better when it was off. This is the exact reason why you were never homecoming queen. Ever.
Finally, things are getting interesting. We haven't even talked about prom yet.
Look, if you guys won't tell me who you are in this mysterious device, I'm alive.
Albert. We went to high school together. Also, you run this fancy new dad called a computer. See, my neighbor had to set this up for me. I don't really know what's going on, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's crazy, man. I went to high school with y'all. I don't remember anything. Like, my memory's like a couch. Like a couch.
So, now that that's settled, let's talk about your favorite memory of me from high school.
Ugh, we have to talk about the worst person here. My favorite memory has to be when Mary and Albert and I ditched your birthday party so you threw a fit in front of the whole school.
That was rad. I think it was the best moment in all high school. If I can remember high school.
The best part was when you realized what you did and then had a breakdown in the middle of class.
All of you, shut it, shut up. I don't even think that actually happened. You guys, just made that up to humiliate me. However, all you need to know is my greatest achievement after all of these years was when I won my neighborhood beauty pageant. See, this is the crown I won by myself.
A beauty pageant? That's your greatest achievement? How quaint and sad.
Well, no. Well, what could possibly be better than that? It's such a good achievement. It's so big. It's so look, it's so sparkly because I'm so great.
Clearly, you've never eaten at 5 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. It's such a rush. Diana, Patrick Stewart. I'll remember their names eventually.
Stuart! Even I did something! I created my very own smoothie recipe.
First off, my name is Carol. Carol, get it right. At second, you truly think either of those things are better than my award for my charming good looks? All natural, by the way. Even though there are only 5 people in my neighborhood, which is actually pretty big for a neighborhood, just so you know, the average is like 3. And, well, it's the biggest honor in all of history. But anyways, well, what have you been up to, Agatha?
Oh, I've done practically nothing in comparison to your life, darling. Why, all I've done is graduate valedictorian from Harvard School of Business, get my master's, end up running and creating a Fortune 500 company making millions of dollars a year, and of course, retiring early in the city of Paris, France, at the age of 53. Oh, but my life is just so boring in comparison to yours. I bet if it weren't for my charming good looks and fabulous wealth, I would have died by now.
Yeah, totally, Agatha. Same here. Totally. Absolutely. Totally. Well, at least you weren't like Marion, who's the biggest nerd in school. That's way worse than a boring life. So much worse. Just so much worse. Just so much worse. Just so much worse.
Well, at least everybody knew I had a brain. Unlike, well, which, to be fair, is starting to wither down now. But at least I had one at one point in my life, unlike you, Carol.
Ladies, keep it down. It's 6 p.m. Everybody must be asleep by now.
Oh, shut it, Albert. Finally, when things get interesting, you want to shut it down.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Agatha, but you know that this silly feud between Carol and I should finally come to an end after 50 years.
You know what? You're right for once, Marion. As long as I know and everyone else knows that I'm better than you, then I'm satisfied. Because guess what? I didn't peak in high school. I peaked way after.
Well, you see, that's awfully backhanded, Carol. When will you learn to be kind to others?
Well, you know what? Maybe when I'm 6 feet under, Marion.
Why, thank you for the interesting drama, and it was just terrific to catch up with all of you again. But I have a private plane waiting. Ciao.
Farewell, lovelies.
Farewell, lovelies.
Carol!
Oh, Carol. Marion. Agatha. What's my name? Albert. Where did they go? Wow. Hey there.
Dear Diary, this whole COVID experience has been crazy. I honestly can't believe something like this is even going on right now. From everything happening and going great to nothing happening at all, this has been so much that has gone down. Perhaps one of the weirdest things that I have done is learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. My cousin learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube around last year, and the last time we saw him, he was able to solve it in under a minute. And he's 12 years old. He is. So my ego, getting the best of me, said, if he can do it, why can't I? So, me, being me, sitting down, watching a YouTube video that's 20 minutes long, learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube. And I watched it about 4 times. Then, with practice and practice, my time is under 2 minutes long. But with more practice, hopefully, it'll get smaller than his. Without further ado, this is how you solve a Rubik's Cube. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to find the yellow middle. You're going to want to surround it with white sides. And this is called the daisy method. So once you have the whites surrounding it, you're going to want to line it up with the middle and rotate it 180 degrees. And you're going to do that with all of the sides. Then once you have no more whites on the 4 sides, you are going to find the whites in the corners and line them up with the opposite color, and then line that up diagonally so that you can do the trigger, it's called. And it's either the left trigger or the right trigger, depending on what side of, or what hand it's in. Unfortunately, this can be difficult sometimes, but with my practice, obviously, I've gotten good at it. Continuing on, we go to the top middle, and you line that up with this side again, the middle, and then you're going to go to the top, and you want to push it away from the color that it is. So that was orange, pushing it away from the green, doing the left trigger. Then I have right here the orange, pushing it away from the blue, left trigger. Then with my quickness, I solved the both sides and the white. Then we want to look at the top yellow, and you want to do an algorithm to be able to solve this. And what you want is the L up kind of in the top left-hand corner, and then you're going to do another algorithm so that you get the all 4 corners. And what you want is the fish, you can see the fish there, you want it pointing in the left-hand bottom corner. So then you're going to do another algorithm, and you have to memorize all these algorithms. It might be difficult for the normal person. Then, once you have all of the yellow, you want to look for the 2 corners. And you want to hold that in your left hand and do, again, a different algorithm. And then you should have all of the corners, and then hopefully you would have a full side. And you want to hold that in your back hand and do, once again, another algorithm. And then once you do all that, it's easy enough where you have a solved Rubik's Cube. Anyways, thanks for listening, Diary. There's hoping that things will go back to normal very soon. Until then, I guess I'll just keep getting my time smaller and smaller until I can beat that child. Thanks, Grace.